All right, we're not really live yet because we're on, but we have 3 seconds till we have to do
2,
anything.
1.
Hey, how you doing? Levack and Goz live from the Empire offices here. Big game, revenge game, last regular season game of the season here at the Times Union Center. Tickets still available. Block party starts 5 o'clock. Big Sky Country starts playing at 5:30. And then Jacksonville Sharks, welcome to your comeuppance. Huh? This is your reckoning day.
Shark Week is over, Jacksonville.
Yeah. We no longer need a bigger boat. Smile, you son of a... No. All right, so big news, though. Big left-handed power news. Yankees get not one, but 2 left-handed bats at the trade deadline, before the trade deadline. Anthony Rizzo, who I know you didn't get a chance to talk to Buster only as much as I did this year, he is telling me that Anthony Rizzo is going to be a part of the team before the season started. So he nailed that one. But Joey Gallo finally a Yankee. And I say finally because when we were doing the show back on terrestrial radio, it was always the rumor that Joey Gallo was going to be a member of the Yankees. It was always like every time that Texas Rangers going to trade Joey Gallo to the Yankees, it was like every freaking day. And they finally got it done. And now you got 2 big left-handed boppers in the lineup.
First off, what a polite way to say that you talked to Buster more than I did because I wasn't a part of the show. Very nicely, well, professionally done there. It was very good. Do you remember that Anthony Rizzo's aunt is a regular at the Hideaway? Do you remember that?
No, I didn't.
I don't even know
remember
if
that.
Chad knows that. But yes, we've done multiple shows where Anthony Rizzo's aunt, who I believe lives in that Saratoga area, comes up and
we
says
didn't lock
hello.
That door.
I gotta say, these guys look better and better every week, don't they? The owners of the Albany Empire, week after week.
What? Because keep you guys out. The friggin' riffraff. And Paul. Riffraff and Paul. That's the new band.
But yes, there's some connections to the capital region with Rizzo, with family members here. But yeah, it's a big deal that he's coming over. Same with Joey Gallo. Joey Gallo, a slugger, hitting home runs for the Texas Rangers. Initially, when I thought about the Gallo deal, like, okay, another home run hitter who strikes out a lot. But he draws some walks, he gets on base, and the goal is to make sure for the Yankees, they know this every single season, is to win the World Series, but it starts with getting back into the playoff mix. Are you better than Seattle? Are you better than Oakland? Can you catch Tampa and Boston? All of those things seem now more likely than less likely.
I will say Rizzo already hitting the moonshot home run. That looks pretty good. They're undefeated since making the trades. I'll put that out there.
1-0?
Yeah, 1-0, baby. 3-1 win. But obviously the Rizzo home run, if you weren't already excited about it, you got to feel pretty good about left-handed home run hitter at first. The Gallo thing, maybe I just wasn't listening to this part of it. Have you noticed that the second Gallo was traded to the Yankees, every Yankee reporter, John Sterling, Susan Wald, everybody, he's an amazing fielder. He might be the greatest fielder I've ever seen. The water covers 70% of the earth. Joey Gallo covers the rest. Like that's like that. Like all of a sudden, and maybe people have always said it about him, but like now it's like the complete narrative because it's probably easier to say we gave up 4 prospects for a pitcher, money, and this guy. If you don't say he's got like a 218 average, you know what I mean? Like, yes. but I think he's going to work really well in New York. I think both those guys, they're those not just that left-handed bat that's going to work really well at Yankee Stadium. Not all those things. But also change the scenery, like Chicago, the Cubs they looked like they were a playoff team. And then all of a sudden the wheels just came off. So Rizzo gets that fresh start. He hits a moonshot. And then Gallo, the Rangers always seem to flirt with mediocrity at best. Now he's going to an organization that he rooted for growing up and he's ready to go. I think both these guys are going to have a really strong finish to the season.
Yes. With the New York Yankees adding these 2 bats to the lineup, if you're a Yankee fan, again, every single late summer, whether it's late July, late August, when moves are made over the last few seasons, it's great if you're a Yankee fan because every single summer the Yankees are going to be aggressive. It happens.
But not like this in a while, though. This is probably the closest we've had to real Yankee aggression in 5-6 years, it feels like. I mean, maybe it's not that long, but it feels like it.
This trade in particular, because you'd mentioned there had already been rumors about Rizzo. The Gallo thing came out of nowhere. Like Gallo had been talked about as a name on the move, but not to the Yankees. We've seen moves like Sonny Gray being a big arm that moved, that the Yankees wanted to bring in. We've seen pitchers usually be the focus of the deadline deal. But with these 2 bats, that's what's massive about the whole thing is that if you point to the early in the season, so the Yankees' biggest struggle was the offense. They couldn't get enough runs to muster it up to have a pitching staff that is not as impressive as it was in previous seasons. To get these two bats, really impressive by Brian Cashman. But now it feels like this all the time with the Yankees, and more so even now because
I think that's an outside perspective looking in at this point. Speaking of outside looking in, Coach Manaz walking through. We're going to talk to him in a little bit.
Yeah,
right around 4:00. So with the last couple of years, the trade deadlines have been like Lance Lynn and Jay Happ and stuff. It hasn't been this. This is the first time that Cashman's gone back. This is almost like a Brian Cashman admission that he's not the world's smartest man. Like going for the big move instead of you think I need Anthony Rizzo and Joey Gallo? Well, I'm going to go get Joey Jacoby that nobody's ever heard of, and he's going to turn into an all-star for us. Like this is him going for the big targets again.
Is there any correlation between the trades that were just made and the collapse for the Yankees against the Red Sox most recently, where it seemed as if the pressure was on Boone higher than ever before, where they have the no-hitter going into the 8th inning. Boston comes back late in the game and wins the game. Boston leads the Yankees in the 8th. Do you see any correlation, or is just the calendar fit that way because this is the trade deadline, the last few hours of it?
I think it all factors in, right? So the Red Sox are back faster than they're supposed to be. The Rays are holding ground. The Blue Jays are storming towards you. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, the only team that you can still count on to suck in the American League East is your Baltimore Orioles. But all of those things, plus the window's closing, man. The window that we were talking about where Michael Kay comes out, was it 3 years ago, and says this is the worst Yankee team you're going to see for the next 5 years? That window's closing. Judge is heading towards actually getting real contracts. Like all these guys are getting there. Stan's a year older and not allowed to play in the field. All these things are coming together, and people want Boone's head. There's always been some people want Aaron Boone's head. It's a loud majority now that wants Boone's head. So it's you've reached that point where are you still the Yankees, or are you going to, just go ahead and start rebuilding? Because right now you look like a rebuilding team. Well, not now. Now you look like your team. Now you look like the Yankees again.
Every year it seems like it's World Series or bust for the Yankees. That's the mindset of a lot of fans. This in particular, what you just said there was, we're going all in on this. We'll be the poker player that pushes the chips to the middle of the table and says, all right, Boone. All right, Brian Cashman being aware of this. All right, Michael Kay and others who have put this type of pressure on us even more so than we usually have. If we can't get done quick enough, as you just said, the window is starting to close. There hasn't been a World Series appearance by the Yankees yet. Levack, one AL East title in between there? I'm trying to even piece that together because now the wild cards at ease all over the place.
I've lost track. Right? I've lost track because it doesn't like there's
once it's the postseason, it doesn't matter if you win your division or not. Yeah,
right. And especially when you've got a Garrett Cole, when you've got what you need, and you could, wow. Did you see that? See what Radar just did? Goz is begging for
Gatorades and just walks away. No, it's too late, Radar.
Wow.
It's a second pity thing you've done.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous. To just knowing that Goz is that thirsty and just drinking Gatorade right in front of him is just plain rude.
I mean, I've got a 2-hour broadcast coming up. And then Radar also brought food in, by the way. I think we should put him on.
You didn't.
No. Godzilla Media is yet to be sponsored by Gatorade, so.
I'm just saying, so refreshing.
Right. I don't want to touch that. I never drink out of people's drinks. People know that.
Dude, I wouldn't let you. That's gross. There's another. I think there's another factor to the moves too. Again, I think they're really good moves. I really like Joey Gallo. I've always wanted to see what his bat would do at Yankee Stadium. I've always liked Anthony Rizzo for a couple reasons. Again, left-handed power bat, Yankee Stadium is always a good thing. Not to mention, you got an upbeat kind of guy like Ethan, our guy here. If you need ticket sales, ask for Ethan or Alex. Over this side, you can see you. Hey, Ethan will sell you tickets. He'll sell you sponsorships. He'll sell you the damn moon if you need him to. Over here, there. There you go. There you go. All right. See, Radar just goes through and taunts guys with Gatorade. Ethan comes in and actually, pimps his phone line out to sell some tickets. I gotta tell you, Ethan just gained some points in my book. Actually, they both did. Radar taunting guys win for me. I like it. And then Ethan's smart enough to go out there and try to get the ticket sales up. I'm not mad at either of these things.
Just doing their job. That's all they're doing.
We do have. I've just been informed we have not one but two monumental pieces of Empire news that we're going to break right here on Levack and Goz today, live from the Empire Studios. Brought to you by Tech East Fire and Water Restoration. Your best way back to normal. Visit them online, tefirewater.com.
I just paused there because I keep looking at how badly I spelled pinstripe in our video feed.
Pinstripples? Were you like thinking of nipples when you did it? Like pinstripples?
Pinstripples.
I didn't even see it.
Rizzo and
I just want to point out, I'm the dyslexic one on the show. You're like a double major, poli-sci, this, that, and the other thing. And you spelled pinstripples.
Pinstripples. I think it's a new fashion taking over this summer. The
when it's cold at Yankee Stadium, keep an eye on those pinstripples. That's right. You could cut glass in center field with Joey Gallo's nipples. I mean pinstripples.
Can I get Susan doing pinstripples? People who are requesting
John, right now, Alexander Rodriguez's nipples are so hot they look like pinstripples. Roger Clemens has pinstripples right in George Steinbrenner's box.
Just leave it up. Don't change it. Leave it.
No, there's no changing it now. But the other reason I honestly think there's even one more piece of motivation for the Yankees, and I wouldn't know if it's Cashman or if it's Hal Steinbrenner or whatever. Look at everything the Mets are doing. Look at the moves the Mets are making. The Mets have now literally, like, if you're the Yankees for years and years, you're sitting there. It's like, yeah, we didn't win a championship, but we gave you all we had. At least we're not the Mets. The Mets signed a ball boy. Like, like whatever. Now all of a sudden the Mets are out there like, who's out? Let's go. Let's get it done. Let's bring them all in.
Here's the thing with the Mets, though. I'm upset with Met fan because Met fan is just constantly annoyed by everything.
Well, they kind of have good reason.
But they just went out and got Javi Baez. Javi Baez is a really good player. Yep. Now the Mets are finally getting aggressive. Now the Mets are actually making moves, and Steve Cohen wants the team to win. They bring in Francisco Lindor months ago, although he's not playing great. I think he's actually just got hurt recently. And then Javi Baez comes in from the Cubs, who's a stud. And the Cubs as a overall team, you've mentioned this, that you deal away Bryant, you deal away Rizzo, you deal away Baez, all these guys who probably should have been to a few World Series. They only get that one against Cleveland.
You gotta be loving this.
But yeah, I love it that the Cubs fans are.
You gotta love it.
That's right. Take that old man Cub fan.
I mean, all the Cubs fans that you were yelling at before, that's already passed.
They've checked out.
Yeah, they were like 900 years old. It's not.
Met fans, stop complaining. You're getting better. Steve Cohen is helping the franchise so much more than the Wilpons used to. Enjoy these moments with Uncle Steve in a first place Met team.
Yeah, no, that's fair, but it is. All this time that you've been sitting there watching the big brother team, the New York Yankees, sign everybody, trade for everybody, do everything. And now you've got this guy who, gives you hope that you can be that team, that you're the team that's going to sign everybody, do everything. You get a little greedy. As a Yankee fan, I can kind of understand where Mets fans are right now. You get a little greedy. It's like, hey, why didn't we get Joey Gallo? Why didn't we get Rizzo? Why didn't we get all of them? Why we should have got all of them? We should have all of them. And by the way, why doesn't DeGrom have a bionic arm yet? That's ridiculous. In 2021, that Jacob DeGrom has to be on the IL or anything else, bionic arm should be done. You got all this money, Steve Cohen. All right, you go to war with GameStop. Bionic arm, want it done.
All right, you can play it out DeGrom if you want, MetFan. That's fine. DeGrom's the best pitcher in baseball. He's in the conversation as performing as one of the best pitchers in the sport of the last 25 years. You can go even further back for how dominant he's been. All right, you can complain about that because having him not available, reports are speculating until September, that could potentially be the difference between the NL East and what happens with that team going forward. So, Met fan, besides the DeGrom thing, calm, chill, relax. Be happy where your team's positioned because even though Yankee fan may not want to hear this, if you were to tell me right now what New York team is more likely to go to the World Series in 2021 on July 31st, 2021, I would tell you the Mets are more likely than the Yankees because right now a Mets playoff spot if the season ended today would be the Mets and not the Yankees just because of math and standings and everything like that.
That is possible. We're live at the Albany Empire offices and it's a very serious environment. Sorry, I'm just hoping that the person messing with us just out of frame of the camera gets just close enough. It's a little farther in. That's all I need.
I need the views, by the way. So I heard that works well in certain videos.
Something tells me what you're just trying to see, what you're not going to be able to see without magnifying glasses. You got to turn that mic on. Joining us right now, everybody. One of my favorite things is Empire needs more local owners. And the reason that they don't know we have one is because somehow this big, beautiful SOB can hide in plain sight. Mike Corda joining us right now. How you doing, buddy? You got to pick up that microphone.
I got you. I'll hold it for you.
You hold it for him. You're such a kid. Did you turn it on for him?
No, I didn't. That's too hard.
I mean, there you go.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? How is everything? How you doing?
Living that dream. Living the dream of the Albany Empire.
So, Mike Corda, owner of Techie's Fire and Water Restoration. Your best way back to normal. Check out my line, tfirewater.com. And our one of our local owners here for the Albany Empire. And the reason that I know I haven't slept and I have gray in my beard. No, it's the first time I've had. If you look, I've never had gray in my beard. There it is. What's going on, buddy? What's going on? How's your day?
Just wonderful. Wonderful.
Regular season finale against Jacksonville. Goz is currently kissing up to you online.
What do you mean?
Like, wow, Mike Corda, the boss, is looking so good. It's so good looking. He's just writing all these random.
Didn't write that? Oh, shoot,
Mike Corda, he's so good looking. Did he not get paid for this week yet? Is that what? Yeah.
No.
I think I was catfished right now. Someone hacked my account.
That's awesome.
So apparently, there's news to deliver. Are you going to deliver it?
Yep.
All right. What do you got?
Chef Levack is now the president of the Albany Empire.
Whoa! Hey, congratulations!
I'm
Whoa! Da, da, da. I can't use the rights to that song. Ba, 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 ba. I can't use it. Congratulations, man! Look at that.
Thank you. It's
I don't know what you're doing, but congratulations. I'm frightened
listen,
for that.
It's
been a long
my
time,
friends.
so yeah.
It's what is it? We here at the Albany Empire promote family values almost as much as we promote family. Is that what we're doing here? Since you and I have been a little nepotism going on since we're brothers.
Man, big news.
It's a little scary just because it is such a great undertaking. Like I want to make sure everything's right. You know, I want to make sure everything's done the right way each and every day. But I also don't want to wear a suit. And since Mike doesn't own pants, we're good. We can agree on this. It's gonna we're going to work hand in hand. We're going to make sure everything's perfect in this place or as close to it as you can get each and every day and hopefully win a championship in year one.
Yeah, no, listen, you're the right guy for it and give you a little time in the off season to put some stuff together.
Wait, we're going to prepare this year?
In 8 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What is it? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. I think that's where we were this year. Yeah. But still like because of the guys, listen, I'll give you credit to you, Ron Tradico, Nate Starling, John Kane, the guys who are here when I got here, when you have Coach Manaz and everybody like that, you guys do a lot. And I will say there's multiple moments every day where I go, like, what do I do now? Mike, I need Mike, and Mike. I'm like, Mike has 2 kids now. He's his beautiful daughter and me going, I need money. We need shirts. We need this. We need that. We need money. We get new hats coming. We need money. Thank you, man. Thank you for trusting me with it. And I just don't let you down, man. That's my whole goal.
Glad you're here. You're here.
So obviously not going back to radio.
Yeah. I'm tuning it out right now. Godzilla Media exclusive, Techies exclusive.
So we're not letting you go. You're stuck with us, buddy.
He took me to breakfast the other day. I'm like, am I fired? If you just tell me I'm fired, so I don't need a paycheck. I'll help out. I'll do whatever you want to do. I just don't want to listen to. I don't want to be, the one who has to listen to the complaints.
I think after 40 years telling you you're fired, you're going to tell me too bad.
Yeah, we were kids. You fired me all the time. Now we're in. No, so thrilled. It's gonna be good things. And obviously, Goz, you're our color commentary guy, and I expect this in the broadcast and very glowing reports.
Yes, of course. Now that you guys are both my bosses.
Speaking of local owners, John Kane walking in right now, and the Kane clan.
He looks better and better every week, doesn't he? Is he working out? I'm telling you, John Kane, Mike Corda, these bosses look better.
Don't forget Ron Tradico too. I mean, while you're going, you gotta
follow me.
You follow me.
They're good looking. They do all these things as the season goes on. I'm telling you. Now that the team president's sitting next to me.
Yeah, how good do I look? All of a sudden,
have you been in the gym?
Yeah.
Push-ups, chin-ups. I mean, all these guys, just incredible.
Yep, I do chin-ups. Every one of them. Every chin. I get up there on the bar. Yeah, so cool. So we're growing the family.
Yeah, buddy.
Bigger and better every day, hopefully. Well, bigger. I don't know about better. But we'll keep going. I want to know about the other guy though, in the other room. The other guy. Can I tell the other guy what we want to tell him?
Yeah, is he here yet?
He's here. I know he's in there.
Let me grab him.
You want to go grab him? All right. There's another guy that we want to. There's even. I consider this even bigger news.
Whoa,
if we're being perfectly honest.
This is incredible, man. We got news on top of news here on the Levack and Goz and Godzilla Media and live on the Techies Fire and Water Restoration Facebook page.
You are like stroking out today, man.
I was too excited, man. I get my friend to get named the president of an organization. I got 4 owners around me. Now you're dropping news involving a coach that I don't know about. I want
to give love to Ryan Williams. This is Saturdays are great. Coach, come on over and sit down real quick. I know you're busy plotting the payback game against Jacksonville and finishing off. You can either one. You want headset? You want a regular mic? Whatever you want, sir.
That's all yours.
He hasn't had a chance to get ready for everything, but I just when they so our good friends over here, Mr. Corda, Mr. Dico, Mr. Kane just said that I'm team president. Are you okay with that? Look at that. Did anyone tell Coach? Did anyone tell Coach?
No, that's great. I mean, we couldn't be more excited for you and for us. You keep this dysfunctional family in line, and we appreciate you.
Nah, see, the guy I think keeps it in line is the guy holding that microphone. And I asked for the permission to, and they gave me it. Sir, I want to let you know that the Albany Empire is officially extending your contract. You can never leave.
Congratulations, Coach!
You that just when you thought you were out,
They
pull you
pulled me
back.
Well, I'll tell you, the funny thing is that when I got here and I met everybody and we had our conversation and everything was going well, but then after about the first 2 or 3 weeks, I said to Mike, I said, this can be my last job. I could see me just ending it with this one day.
Yeah, say one day. Don't say this year.
And feeling like I had a full career. So yeah, I'm very excited about that, and we've had success this year, and it really doesn't depend on what we do just this year. It's how we can carry that forward for the ownership, for the town, for our fans, and so forth. So,
and you're the one carrying it forward.
Yeah,
that's the deal. I literally said, I was like, I don't know enough to do any of this without you to sit next to. And
we're a pretty good team.
I like to think so.
Yeah.
And if you're willing to say that, a guy who's won championships in multiple leagues and played in everywhere, then I feel a lot better about everything.
No, I think we're a great team actually, because we all have a different skill set, that we bring to the table. Every owner has a different skill set. Every coach has a different skill set. And, at the end of the day, we come with good, fresh ideas, and we come with good stuff. So I think that's the secret to this formula we've created.
I follow you. I'm just going with Ron's skill set. But so we've got the big game tonight. But I know that the first time that I spoke to you was on the radio. You just got into town. I was doing the radio show, and I just kind of knew right then and there that you were either going to be the guy who kicked me out of your office every day because I asked stupid questions, or you were the guy who was going to be teaching me things about football I was never going to forget.
I mean, we use the term brother around here a lot.
Yeah.
I take that pretty seriously. And, whether or not, football has a shelf life. Whether you're an owner, whether you're a player, whether you're a coach, it has a shelf life.
But not if you're a team president. You heard that. You didn't say there's no shelf life.
Usually how this works is they fire the coach when things go wrong, and then they start looking internally who to fire, and that's generally the team president. So I'm just giving you a heads up on that.
Broadcaster safe still. All right. Excellent.
All right. Second move is team president Goz fired.
What? I've already had it happen once this year, guys. Oh, come on.
Patrick Macon in the house. Love
Hey.
it. So, Coach, just Jacksonville tonight.
Yeah.
They need this game. We want this game.
No, it's bigger than that. We need this game. The thought process is this game solidifies we've beaten every team in the league. Okay. Without it, we didn't. And that was one of our goals when we came in. The second part of that is hopefully we have an opportunity to play some young men that haven't had a lot of playing time, that you want to get them to have that experience, because you never know what happens down the road. And so I'm excited to see them play. And then lastly, you never want to go into the playoffs stagnant.
Right.
Right. And I think all these teams vying for number 4, I wouldn't be surprised if all 3 lose today.
See the problem with that, if I'm not mistaken,
It's
that means
still
we play Jacksonville again next week.
Oh, I don't mind playing Jacksonville in the first round.
Right. But not because they beat us.
Yeah, no, but that's not even the issue. I don't even mind. I don't care who we play in the first round. What I care about is that this league continues to put a great product out every week. And in order to do that, it has to be competitive every week. So, if we were having a 16-game schedule and this was, week 14 or 15, yeah, rest the guy.
Right.
Do what you have to do. We only played 8 games now, right? And we had a 2-week buy in there. So we should be okay, is my point. And we should have enough energy to play very well today and, not worry about some of those other things. So, yeah, we're excited.
Does that mean I get to carry the ball a couple times today? Is that
If you want to, you're the president.
I just want you to remember you did that next time. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm the president. Coach, man,
thanks, guys.
Thrilled to work. Thrilled to work. Yeah. Go do your thing, Coach. Thank you so much. There he goes, Coach Manaz. It's in the immortal words of Leonardo DiCaprio. He's not going anywhere. Seriously, if I'm stuck working with Mike Corda and Ron Tradico and John Kane, I got to be able to work with Tom Manaz. That's the only way. That's the only way it works out. Oh, he's something about duck hunting. I don't know what he just said.
I think he said congrats.
Red Sox hat's not allowed in the office, Eric.
Sure,
I'm sorry. You got to take that. You're taking your red hat thing a little too far, sir.
Before we move on, can I complain about the local media before we move on? Now that it's been officially announced here on Godzilla Media, and I appreciate you surprising me like that and making these really cool announcements with you.
I was afraid Coach was going to make me cry.
Mike Corda
coming out like he just out of the shadows, like the big Sasquatch he is. Like the hairless Sasquatch that he is, and just walking. You're the hairy Sasquatch. He's the hairless Sasquatch.
Oh man, we made a great tag team.
Making his debut on the without telling me to F off.
Will anybody actually cite us? Will Pete Doherty, Michael Kelly, Singley? Will anybody? Roger,
no.
Chet Davis, and Gardner Royce might.
Actually, Roger might now. Roger and Coach have a good relationship. So
I'm just saying, anybody in the local media, will they cite guys?
Doherty, no way in hell.
Okay,
no way in God's green earth, Pete Doherty, will ever cite you.
Okay,
ever after the rampages you've gone on with him.
That's his fault.
I
just want to be known that I want my credit and your credit and everybody else's credit. That I'd like this to you guys.
I'm not here to cast blame, okay? But it was his fault that time. But no, it's weird stuff, man. Congrats, Levack, from a couple of our good friends here online. Tom says congrats. Donovan says congrats. Peter wants to know if they'll play Hail to the Chief whenever I go, wherever I go. I wouldn't mind it, to be perfectly honest with you. And here's the beauty of being team president. I'm also extending myself as the on-field MC. I may actually start paying myself. I might. And we're going to have fun. We're going to do these kind of things. You know what I mean? I'm still going to do, there's the beauty of being the guy in that office. And this is what I was told, is I get to decide a lot of this stuff. So I'll delegate the stuff I don't want to do, and I'll keep doing the stuff I do want to do. Actually, you know what? Do you want to do color commentary next year? Or you want to be on the field? Let me figure it out.
We'll talk money later.
Now you want money? Now you want money all of a sudden? You think I got money?
Curveball Sliders said he will cite me on the press release. So I appreciate that, Mr. Sliders.
Thank you, Curveball Sliders.
I would have complained about it for the next few days when it doesn't happen, which I still will. But you guys heard the first complaint here.
Live from the Times Union Center, the Albany Empire offices, or as I like to call it, the first office, the office of the president of the Empire. Can I be Team Emperor? Or the Empire? Should I be Team Emperor?
Can we go back? I got to go back to something Coach said there. I almost followed up, but I let it go because it was more about.
Well, he's also we're lucky we got him as long as we did on game day.
Yes, and that's the thing. I appreciate him taking the time with us like that. He mentioned that some younger guys are going to play today. By the way, the broadcast for tonight's Empire game against the Jacksonville Sharks, you can watch it on YouTube, be a part of the broadcast as well. It's a really cool thing that the NAL does to let people be a part of the broadcast as it's being watched and everything else. Does that mean we're going to see starters go to the bench in the second half because of the playoffs next week?
No, I don't. That's not how it was explained to me. What I was told is it's gonna be dictated by the game itself.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Gotcha.
And I also have to be very careful because I know I'm hearing stuff I probably shouldn't hear, and I'll come out and be like, so in the third quarter, Darius Sprint. No, you're gonna see if you're coming tonight. If you're coming for the block party, Big Sky Country, and you're coming for the game, you're going to see your guys. You're going to see Tommy Grady. You're going to see Darius Prince. You're going to see Malachi Jones. You're going to see, all of our guys. Sean Lockett on the line, and then on the defensive side of the ball, we've got so many great players for you. It's going to, we just, like Patrick Macon just ran through like quietly. It's the only thing I've ever seen him be quiet. it's just you're going to see a rotation, I would assume. I mean, without actually, I don't believe it or not. That's the one thing I have no say over what goes on in that office. I don't want to say over anything. You know me. I've avoided being in any kind of managerial role the last 15 years. But no, that kind of stuff, like coach handles all of that. Like you wouldn't, he's on it like you wouldn't believe. No, but you'll see some of these guys that you don't see as much out there. Like David Pindell might get a couple snaps at quarterback and stuff. It would have been awesome if some of these things had come through sooner, because we added Corey Reed, who's a local guy, wide receiver. We added Chris Martin, who is one of the best defensive ends in the IFL. We stole him. Arthur Hobbs is here, and Brandon Cissay's back. But those guys aren't going to play this week because
Brandon Cissay's back.
We sent out a press release, guys. I mean,
my thing with the press release.
Yeah, if you start putting my stuff to your junk folder, because now I have an actual official title. Our friendship's over. Yeah, Cissay's back. He's just so for the 7th in the playoff game, we're going to have Corey Reed, Chris Martin. Imagine the defensive line, Chris Martin on the edge, big old Cissay in the middle, and our rotation of great guys that we've already got.
I feel for Cissay because he was a player that would have had a huge impact in previous years of the Empire. He had that bad injury that happened. It took him out. Not having him back and healthy. I mean, I feel like the impact that he can have with a lot of the additions the Empire have already had this season. I'm excited to see him.
Well, he was coaching.
Yes,
he was coaching, and then he became available and he was able to join us, and now he's going to be out there. So it's an interesting roster when you look it up and down, man. You know what I mean? Because you've got the flavor from the 2018, 2019 teams. You've got the newer players that we didn't have before who are awesome. And I say this is my favorite line about Coach Manaz, because everybody wants to sit there and go like, oh, if I had that team, what could I do? Okay, first of all, you couldn't have this team. He built this team in 10 days, and then he built a team that could beat that team as the rest of the season's gone on. So, like, to go Jeremy Richardson, who was the MAC linebacker on the 2019 championship team, bring him in as the fullback, and oh my God, he's more aggressive as the fullback as he was the MAC linebacker. His first game at running back, fullback was amazing. Mo Ruffin's back, all these guys. And to have Darius Prince here, like I can tell you, there isn't a bigger mouth in the world, but maybe not a better guy either. It's a great team.
On and off the field, he's running his mouth in competitive ways.
God. Oh my God, the things he'll say, like, and it's like if you didn't know him, you'd think he was messing with you. But the bottom line is he gets this little smile at the end, like we hung out yesterday over at Best Cleaners, Malachi, Darius, and two of our wonderful empresses, and everybody, Lindsay from my office. And just every 5 seconds, Darius walks by, says something. It's like, you seriously? It's never boring with him around. I can tell you that. Never boring at all. Yeah. So Empire tonight. Make sure you're ready for it. And then I wouldn't recommend watching on YouTube simply because you should be here. But if you are watching on YouTube, you'll hear my buddy over here.
Yes, please leave comments. We enjoy being a part of the broadcast and shouting out people who are being a part of the broadcast with us, myself, and alongside the play-by-play, the voice of the Albany Empire, Andrew Santillo, who was a recent guest on Getting There with Goz, a part of the Godzilla Media podcast.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, by the way, speaking about some people who are very happy to be a part of that, Andrew Santillo, part of that podcast. Also our friends over at Mohawk Honda, where they always go out of their way to please you. Selection is king this summer. Stop at a Mohawk Honda. Find out about the vehicles that you can get into this summer. If you've got a summer road trip planned, make sure you're driving around the right vehicle. I love my Pilot. Best vehicle I've ever had in my entire life. Have that same type of bragging right with you and your friends. Stop at a Mohawk Honda this summer, where they always go out of their way to please you. And our new friends over at John Stone Supply in Troy, Levack. So excited for these guys to be on board. Shout out to George and Tom and those guys over there. If you're looking to make some changes with your home, John Stone Supply in Troy can help you make those changes this summer, fall, and more. By the way, George, the owner of John Stone Supply in Troy, he also was a former guest on Getting There with Goz. So if you want to learn more about their business and more, we'll have that for you. And we're going to be telling you more stories about John Stone Supply in Troy coming up in August across all the Godzilla Media podcast platforms.
Is any of that news their big game contest?
I
just went on their website. It looks like they have a big game contest. I'm just putting it
Ooh, I was not told about that. I got to shoot Tom a text. I had no idea.
It's called Google, guys. I mean, you can just try it once. Google. No pin
Tom and I went out and got lunch the other day. It was delicious. Went to a place that sells barbecue right near.
I'm assuming he paid.
I paid.
No, you didn't.
I did pay.
You didn't pay.
I did try to get him to pay, though.
I don't can't remember the last time you paid for anything.
Levack, I don't know if you know this, but I'm the president of a media company, so I have a company card now.
Yeah, but isn't it just your card? Oh, no, it's your wife's card that you're allowed to use. I thought she was the president of the company.
I don't want to get into business sort of this. That's all business stuff. What's the old expression? Mind your business. That's business stuff.
Don't cost nothing to mind your own.
It's all business.
There goes Lindsay. Lindsay in the office.
She
we call her arts and crafts.
She also has a podcast, by the way. We're recruiting her for that. Did it last
Empire
time, too.
State or Empire State of Mind or something?
We'll talk Godzilla Media.
She can't be distracted.
I think it's a popular podcast I've heard from her.
It's bad enough that I get distracted. She can't be distracted. She's got a thing for me. All right. Man, weird. We've taken some turns here today.
Good turns, though. Turns that I wasn't ready for. I'm glad I wasn't driving because I would have crashed this vehicle because I had no idea what road we were going to.
I just hope I don't crash this vehicle.
So you want to take this vehicle down a little place we like to call the list?
You just made the list. Yes, I do. What's the
stories involving the world that we may have missed? Something that's going on in my mind. The list. NFL training camps are open. Teams are competing again. Teams are practicing. The Buffalo Bills had 15,000 fans to just watch the team practice. That's how excited NFL fans are back to see their teams. But the two people that are really making headlines in the NFL, I'll go three. You know, I'll add this guy to the mix.
Okay.
Colts quarterback Carson Wentz injured. Deshaun Watson is out on the field for the Houston Texans. He has not been traded. And Aaron Rodgers did not retire. He restructured his contract with the Green Bay Packers. He will be the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers for the 2021 season. In fact, there's 3 quarterback storylines in a row for you. I'll let you go any way you want with the storylines that have already happened so early at the start of training camp.
Rodgers is my favorite right now. It's my favorite. Hey, we're going to give you what you want in your contract. And then we're going to let you have a press conference where you leak all over us. So you just piss right on the team. Just whatever. Just, I own this. It's not run right. I want it fixed. Can you, like, if he had done that, if he had said the things he said about the Packers while he was out, it would have made way more sense to me. But the fact that he still has the stones after everything's fixed and he's back, get there on a podium, their logos behind him, their podium, their building, and just say how dysfunctional they are. I mean, I got respect for it. Don't get me wrong, but it caught me completely off guard.
I kept seeing the hype up for that press conference too. Like, you won't believe it. Aaron Rodgers goes unfiltered. I'm like, oh, some F-bombs out here. He's going to swear. He's calling people. He just got up there and told the truth. He's like, hey, look, here's what went down. Told the truth. Like you just said, it's right there as a Packer employee. But they're like, okay. Right. Hey, if you guys want to argue with me, tell me what I didn't tell was the truth. You guys wanted to not get rid of me, so I'm saying it like it is. And if you don't like it, I'll still get traded. No problem with me.
Can you imagine like whatever job you have, right? Like this one. All right. So team president, rumors leak that there's a rift or whatever. All of a sudden we go out. No, everything's good. Everything's re-signed for as long as possible. And we're and then I start talking smack about everybody. That's the Whites family that just went through. It's Lindsay's whole family.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's just the whole thing just went through. Every single one of them. So we sold some tickets, is what I'm saying.
Yes, I could imagine that, where an athlete is brought back and you're told a little bit of the behind-the-scenes stuff of what happened because the athlete wanted out. Like they had to make a decision.
But usually when you come back, then it's like no comment. Everything's cool. I'm not going to say nothing. It would all's well that ends well. Serge, defensive coordinator of the first place Albany Empire. You don't usually do that after the reconciliation. Like if your friends split and then get back together and you go over there for dinner, you don't usually that moment hear the guy go, well, she's kind of a hoe, but allegedly she's going to put a tracker on her phone every night. And that's not usually how it works. Usually it's like, oh my God, I love you so much. I love you so much. They might be lying, but that's the way it usually goes down.
It feels like a senior in high school or a senior in college that says, look, or a senior citizen. Hey, look, I'm checking out soon. I'm going to graduate. I don't care what I say. What are you going to do? Throw me out of school? Sorry. Like, I know I'm leaving anyways. So
kind of like I used to be on the radio. What are they going to fire me? Go for it.
By the way, right when I said that, they closed the door there for the Empire meeting.
Oh, they already realized they made a mistake. They made a horrible mistake. What are you going to do? I'm the president. I do whatever I want. I don't care.
I'm a fan of athletes and coaches and people telling the truth about things. I'm a fan of that. Was there a bug?
I'm the president. I'll do what I want.
Okay.
I like it because it's real. Like I'm a fan of real. Even if I'm not a fan of what you say, I'm a fan of real. It just caught me off guard. I thought it was like you were saying, when you heard it sold, it sounded more like it was going to be this, like he was
roast
just,
of the Packers,
right?
yeah.
Like, you know, the worst thing about the Packers, the owners, the people of Wisconsin can suck my butt. Like you
Jeff
thought it'd be.
Ross is laughing. Good one, Aaron.
But it was I did jaw drop a little bit. It did catch me off guard. I didn't expect it. Like when Jeter and the Yankees broke up for that little window when they were talking about a deal, and he ends up signing for less money. He never said anything publicly about it. No, he let other people say it for him, but he didn't say anything. I liked it. I liked it because it was fun, but it definitely caught me off guard.
Deshaun Watson practicing for the Houston Texans. There was talks that he might go. There's still rumors that he may be suspended by the league. Are you surprised at all that Watson decided to return to Houston?
What was his choice? If you had told me that there were still really, really good offers from good teams that just needed a quarterback on the table and that he shut those down, that might shock me a little bit. But if I'm the Texans, I'm looking around going, nobody's going to give me what I want for you. The team, we're already in turmoil anyway because nobody knows how many times have we said the name wrong at a coach? Scully and Mulder, I think, weren't they on X-Files?
X-Files, yeah.
Yeah. You know, all these things that are going on. He didn't really have a choice. It's reconciliation time because there's no other options. It's 2:00 in a bar. Nobody else is taking you home, buddy. I'm sorry. It's 2:00 in the afternoon and no more masseuses are answering the phone for you, pal.
Oh man.
What? He has a thing.
He brought it on himself. That's right. So yeah, Deshaun Watson being back at the Texans. If nobody wants to make the trade for you, you can either sit out and wait or you can go play football.
Well, and if you go, let's say you go into camp, you look phenomenal. And all of a sudden, more and more of the accusations start to fall off the board. More and more time passes where it looks like they're not going to actually pursue you. That's a better chance of you getting picked up. That's a better chance of you getting traded. It's easy to say he came. It's good he came back. He had to, but it's not like there were a bunch of people going, "Hey, you know, please come." Miami's probably not sitting there going, you know, we have a lot of private masseuses in the Miami area, just, you know, and they know how to keep a secret. So
does it also show that the NFL is not the NBA? That the NBA guys can pull this off. James Harden can get fat. Guys cannot. Jimmy Butler can yell at the president during practice, which I'm sure now you're not as a fan as Jimmy Butler to yell at you during practice now that you're a team president. But like the NBA guys can pull this off. It seems easier than the NFL guy who says he wants out. That also could have been an example of the Watson situation. And Carson Wentz, by the way, also injured just a few days ago.
Sorry, we got to step back to Rodgers. Curveball sliders. Did Goz say something positive about senior citizens? That's a bigger story than Rodgers to me. Matt Bopp, Rodgers is a bitch. You can't sign a long-term big money deal and then bitch about it with control and flexibility. All right. I don't. Yeah.
I think more Packer fans feel like that.
Yeah, but again, maybe it's the NBA. Maybe it's, you know, the fact that Brady was able to pull off what he pulled off, whatever it is. Rodgers he knows he has all the cards. If you want to win in Green Bay right now, you need him.
Sure.
So
he's the best in the league.
So to quote Matt, he can be a bitch. There you go. All right. So Wentz
injured in Colts camp already. Dr. James Andrews is going to look at him. Is the rumor out there? No timetable. Dr. Robert Anderson. I just assumed James Andrews was the doctor. Of course I did.
Because it's terrible.
Right.
Anytime it's terrible.
Yeah. Adam Schefter reporting that Dr. Robert Anderson's going to check it out. No timetable set on Wentz. This is a quarterback that was caught up in turmoil for his end of his career in Philadelphia. Was not there for the Super Bowl championship team. It was Nick Foles who was the starting quarterback. He's out of the NFC East, so Giant fan doesn't have to worry about Wentz, or maybe he's bummed he's not in the NFC East. What do you make of the career of where Carson Wentz is going now? By the way, Wentz's alma mater, North Dakota State, kicking off their season against the Albany Great Danes next month.
That's, by the way,
connection.
By the way, that game, can't wait. I mean, Albany's gonna be a heavy underdog in that game because of what North Dakota State is, but man, I look at Wentz and I kind of see that snake bitten, because I think if he was ever going to have a chance to be what we thought he would be before the broken leg, the MVP, what should have been an MVP season, it was going to be with Frank Reich. It was going to be in that scenario. So here he is. He's out. Everything's good. Like, I don't know if he's going to get a chance now. I don't know. And he might be taking Frank Reich with him. He might be taking more and more people with him because of this injury and when it's happening. Thank you. I needed a pen. Thank you.
He hasn't advanced. Frank Reich, the coach of the Colts, has advanced that far in the playoffs yet. But he is one of the best coaches in the NFL because of what he did for Philadelphia, as you mentioned there when they were assistants. And also, remember, Frank Reich had to deal with the retirement of Andrew Luck. That Colts team was like in contention for the AFC North title until December that year. Frank Reich's a really good coach.
Well, even with Rivers, who was starting to, get back into that turnover prone, you had to kick field goals, which maybe he didn't, whatever. He still had a chance to beat the Bills in the playoffs. So he's a hell of a coach.
Reevaluating Carson Wentz, and you mentioned that time where he was in the conversation for the MVP. And
I don't think there was a conversation before he hurt himself.
He was the guy, right? So he's really good for that 10 to 14 game window of that season. We could point to the injury. We could point to mental situations with coaching staff changes of why Wentz wasn't as good. Maybe he was never this good, like ever. Like even when he was coming out of college, because that year it was Goff and Wentz. Goff and Wentz were the top two. Both the Rams and the Eagles trade up to go get those guys. And then ends up being the future of both those franchises. But even looking back, I guess I'll compare him again here. Goff was on a bad California team all the way through college, but they said he was going to be the guy. Wentz, one season at North Dakota State, he threw for over 3,000 yards. The other years, he barely played. And then he got to Philadelphia, and he was bad. As much as our pal Bryce with Sports with a Z and a T on Godzilla Media loved to defend Wentz because he's a Philly guy, and a lot of Philly fans love to defend Wentz, he was awful. I just re-question now if he was ever really that good besides that stretch where we just touched on there where he was the MVP. Because Derek Carr, you're a Raider fan. That's the thing happened with Derek Carr.
Right. Except for, actually, there's a lot of parallels between those two, to be perfectly honest with you, because both having MVP caliber seasons, both break leg in one way or another, both lose out on that. Both teams, well, Eagles end up winning either anyway, but the Raiders fell apart. Later, you have the teammates don't like Wentz. And there was a point where the offensive line let Carr get hit because they were sick of his mouth. And I know that's an allegation, whatever. I will tell you that a person I know close to the situation called me pissed drunk at like 2 a.m. one time out of Mexico. I just show me the tape. It's real. And then pretended they never made that phone call. So I believe it to this day that's why you have one of the highest paid Pro Bowl from end to end, tackle to tackle, offensive lines, and I can see there's no T-shirt in it.
Oh man, I freaked. Yeah,
there's not even gas in it right now. That's under a
T-shirt gun off camera there.
One of our T-shirt cannon's going to be up and running tonight. We got actually a lot going on the floor. I'll tell you about that stuff a little bit, but you have Pro Bowl. All 5 players are Pro Bowl caliber, and you get rid of almost all of them. Now they're all gone. There's something to that. There's something to that story. So yeah, the parallels are big there. Now, Carr able to resurrect his career with the Raiders. Wentz has to go to the Colts, but even then with the injury, I don't know if he'll ever play for the Colts. He may get moved again.
If I had to guess who would be the starter for the Colts, Jacob Eason, who was the number 1 high school quarterback in the country, who really he went to Georgia and Washington. Maybe he's the guy. Maybe Jacoby Brissett is still there, right? I feel like he's been there forever. I feel like Jacoby has been the guy. Indy. Hey, did something go wrong in Indy? All right, just put in Jacoby. All right, did something go wrong in Indy? All right, put in Jacoby. It feels like he's still going to be the guy if Wentz isn't there, but maybe they have an eye on Eason going forward.
Every time we say his name, all I can think of is that really awkward back and forth he and I had on Radio Row.
Some people may not know it on the podcast. So you can share
Actually, he's in Miami now. I thought he moved.
Okay.
It was Radio Row. It was the 3rd time that we were there with the Patriots, I think. At least 3, right?
Yeah, at least for you, that was your 3rd.
Right. So, offensive coordinator Damon Ware.
Hey.
As I see it, I always try to ask a question that I didn't think other people would ask. I didn't mean to be rude. I said, "What do you say to people who say you're a collegiate quarterback?" He just got really quiet, looked at me, smirk. Well, this ain't collegiate now, is it? And he walked away from me, like strutted off. And I was like, it's kind of fair. It was kind of a dick question. I didn't mean for it to be, but it was kind of a dick question. If I'm being honest, it was a dick move on my part. I didn't anticipate it being one, but it was. But that'll always stick with me now. Every time I see him on TV, I just look at whoever's next to me, whether they know or not, and go, well, it isn't collegiate now, is it?
He was coming right at you too. Like it was and
he walked like the shoulder bump on the way by, like boom.
The other story here on the list.
I'm a team president now. What?
Lakers. Even though the Bucks, it's so great. Even though the Bucks are the NBA champions, the Lakers are back in the news again because of the deal they made this week. The Lakers have acquired now former Washington Wizards standout Russell Westbrook in exchange for Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and a pick in last Thursday's NBA draft. Levack, is it just Lakers Nets already locked in for the 2022 NBA Finals? What do you make of Westbrook joining the Lakers, the LeBron and Anthony Davis?
I don't like it on the surface. Like, it's one of those ones where the same question I asked about the Nets or any of the super teams when they added any team Carmelo Anthony goes to. There's not more basketballs, right? Like, how is everybody going to be happy with their number of shots?
Carmelo has not signed yet, by the way. That is the rumor. I was going to say Carmelo and also Rudy Gay are both being rumored to be Lakers. That is not official at the taping of this podcast.
But
I get your point you're making.
But yeah, it's like, is there enough basketballs when you got a guy like Westbrook and a guy like LeBron will facilitate, obviously. But Westbrook's going to want to bring the ball. But it's not going to be a point forward situation anymore. You're going to have a point guard who's going to want to shoot, who's going to want to score. So on the surface, I look at it like that and I go, this isn't a good marriage. But look at this team. AD's injury prone. LeBron's a year older.
T-shirt cannon does work.
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to be more responsible in this office, please.
Try.
That's why we don't tell them where the full CO2 canisters are. I think there's a point where you're going to see where kind of the way you saw Harden step in and make Brooklyn good, no matter who was hurt. There's going to be weeks of this season coming up where you're going to have where you're going.
That one definitely worked. How did you not flinch? You didn't miss a beat. I peed myself a little. I'm glad I wear black pants.
There's a reason you don't get to be team president when you're afraid of a t-shirt, no matter what the velocity is.
I've been trying to get an adult diaper sponsorship. That was the moment right there where I'm finally going to get it.
That's the one plus. The individual who fired that t-shirt from the other room now has to clean up Goz's pee before the broadcast.
Yeah, no one thought about that, did they?
I was more worried it was going to hit my equipment, to be perfectly honest with you. And I don't mean my balls this time. You got my Gatorade, huh? Yeah. Jesus.
All right, careful. If we get electrocuted, this will be a great. We'll get a lot of views on YouTube, though. It's for the views, for the brand, as Pat McAfee says, right? Yes, I agree with your point about.
There's a few people I can't fire, and only one, and one of those ones is the one who just fired that at me.
The point about Westbrook and LeBron.
Yeah, no, I think you'll see Westbrook will be the guy who carries his team when LeBron needs his load management or injuries or whatever. They'll be able to play different styles, different ways.
I don't know if it's going to work. I really don't. It's a lot of the stuff you're saying there about, although you used Carmelo as an example, but I get what you're saying about Westbrook and LeBron. That is their thing. Like, isn't Westbrook this is going to hurt, but it's true, a losing version of LeBron? Like, they're the same similar player, freak athletes who can pass, rebound, and score. You can make a really good case that Westbrook is an athlete, getting to the rim and making plays. He's actually a better athlete at this part of his age than LeBron is. But they are the same player. When the game's going to be on the line, do you think Westbrook's going to want to pass it up? No, he didn't do that when he had Durant as his teammate. He's going to want to take every shot. He didn't do it when he had Harden as his teammate.
Yeah, but I think there's a difference when you got a guy like LeBron, because when you're talking about Harden, you're talking about Durant. They're not going to pass it up to you. Durant's a little bit and Harden actually says they got to Brooklyn. You really can't say that about him anymore. But when they played with Westbrook, they weren't that guy. LeBron's that guy. If LeBron thinks you have the better shot, or if LeBron thinks he needs to give you that basketball so you stay in the fold and do the things he wants you to do long term, he'll give you that basketball. I think that's just like losing is contagious, just like being an a-hole is contagious. That kind of mentality is contagious too. Curveball Slider said, "Me not jumping is why I'm emperor." I appreciate Curveball Slider. Curveball Slider might get hired at some point. I might have to.
You have the authority to do that?
Yes, I just don't know if I have a budget. That's what I got to figure out in the off season. How much money I have for Curveball Slider to walk around and just talk smack for me?
I've got another
press secretary, Curveball Sliders.
Just have that on the business card too.
That's it. I'm only, no matter what your real name is, I will only address you as Curveball Sliders.
I've got this tweet from somebody that wrote this week. I hate the NBA draft, and for the first time in 7 years, I don't have to watch it. Most confusing of all the drafts. Levack, do you know
that person sounds like a genius? He should be promoted to team president.
That was you.
You're damn right it was. The NBA draft sucks. I hate the NBA draft the worst. Worst of all the pro drafts. Worst of all of them. Like your proposed trade to the Knicks. How many times did those proposed trades not go through? 2%, 5%, whatever. So 80 to 95% of the time, that person ends up on the team the proposed trade goes. But because you have to wait till the start of the league year, it's so stupid. It's so confusing. By the time, God forbid, you go have like 6 or 7 beers over under the orange roof on Hooters, who are going to be here tonight, by the way. you all of a sudden you're like, I think that guy plays for Disneyland. Like you don't like they're wearing a different hat. They never look like you never know where they're freaking going. I hate it.
Prepping for this show today,
Rodrigo.
it took a long time to actually figure out who is actually on the Knicks because there were so many trades. I'm like, I think I got this right. Because even if you Google Knicks draft picks, it will take you because you're looking for who the Knicks actually drafted to the wrong players. As of right now, here's who I got on the Knicks for Knicks fans who weren't fun. I've got Quentin Grimes from Houston. You might remember him, actually, who the Clippers drafted. We've got Miles McBride from West Virginia, who played in the Big 12.
Don't make me come in there.
Big Jericho Sims from Texas, the big man from the Longhorns. And then Rokus, who is not going to play, the Pride of Lithuania, who's not going to play.
But
Jokabides.
Don't. I can't see if it's loaded or not.
So even those names, Levack, do you feel like, I wrote this about the NBA draft, do you feel like you're too old because we didn't see any of these guys this year because of
No,
COVID?
we're not too old. We just don't like stupid stuff. Yeah. Lindsay, you got to be the adult in there. Lindsay, take that away from him, please. Poor Lindsay. Don't keep shooting crap at me, you jackass. Can you take that away from him, please?
You trust me with that?
Yeah, you won't shoot at me. I can fire you. I can't fire him.
Wow, the power's already gone to your head, man. Wow.
No, that's just smart.
Wow, protecting.
I can't
the
fire the
safety of
guy
you
who
and
hired me,
employees.
but I can threaten other people. I can do other things. Darius Prince,
Darius
everyone.
Prince in the house. What's
There
up,
you go.
man? Good to see you. How are you? Hi.
What's up, man? You look good. Why does the t-shirt look better on DP than the rest of us? I just don't hate. I don't like him.
You don't like my white
I
tee?
don't like him. I don't like him. No, you look like you want to know if I considered Jehovah in my life.
I'm with you on the NBA draft. I hated it. I couldn't make it.
sucks.
It's the first
It's the
NBA
worst.
draft I actually couldn't stay up for.
Are they going to shoot me again?
The NBA
Was
draft
that?
was horrendous.
No. Who do you answer to? See, that's it. I need a new one.
He didn't say anything about shooting.
No.
Anybody.
Don't tell him where the gas canisters are, please.
Story number 2 here on the list, Levack. Team USA basketball lost to France. What do you think about Team USA basketball? And we're going to combine this with our new favorite Olympian. But first, let's start with Team USA basketball. They're winning games now in the Olympics. They beat Iran. They beat other teams, but they did lose to France. Is the expectation always to win it all if
They
you're
have
Team
to.
USA basketball? Yeah.
They have to. They have. You can't lose when you're that team. Like, it's just disappointing. It's just disappointing. Look, when the United States of America doesn't lose in a single shooting competition, but it looks like we might lose shooting the basketball, that's ridiculous. That's uncalled for. They just don't look motivated. They look like it's just a business, like not even a business trip. They look like it's a fun trip. Like, can you imagine the dream team now, fat, old, whatever, would beat this team?
No,
You are neither, sir. Mr. John Kane, everybody. His beautiful family.
Yes, they look great. Yes.
He rubs his belly. I think it's good luck. The guy's a wealthy banker, and he rubs his belly. When he's not paying attention, I'm rubbing that belly. It's happening. I'm gonna not mine.
Not yours, I'm sorry.
I'm not lucky. There we go. Let me get in here.
Wow,
Let me get in
this
here.
feel good.
Let me get in.
Feel good. This is what
Let
we
me get
need.
in here.
Yeah,
Let me get in
go
here.
ahead.
Oh, I feel a lot. That's a solid belly, though.
God, that's not a belly. What is that?
That's solid. Yeah, I do. I'm buying scratchers on the way home. That's all there is to it. That's how does that work?
That's muscle in there. That's
I
like
feel
a
like-
big shell.
I feel
of
like
Braun
he's
Strowman.
smuggling. I feel like he's smuggling things across the border.
No one's written comments yet about us rubbing another man's belly on.
Well, they'll get there.
I don't
Philly Wish
want
is
it.
out, so it'll happen sooner or later. Philly Wish fan of the new show. Yeah. No, son of a biscuit.
God. There's more pee in my pants now again. That one almost hit the crotch area.
Hey, I need these T-shirts for later. Okay.
It is no longer.
I got in tonight's Albany Empire game at the Times Union Center. We're going to have T-shirts being into the crowd by Pix 106's Quentin Cantera in the first quarter, by the lovely Hooters girls Jera and Hunter in the second quarter,
I know those two.
and we will also have more T-shirts in the fourth quarter. Probably I'll just make you do that one, guys.
Okay, throw home from the broadcast.
I'm all good in there. Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Yeah, could you lock him out of there? Yeah, I have my key. I just don't want you. I want Coach is the only responsible adult in the freaking office. Now he's leaving. I'm stuck with you. Yeah.
It's no longer 1992 anymore, Levack.
See, people wonder why I can't get fired. I'm the adult in the room. I don't want to be the adult in the room. This is not just Gatorade. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Dom,
Mike Corda, what'd you do to the back of your head? Oh, okay. I thought you were reenacting Ving Rhames from Pulp Fiction. He came in with a band in the back of his head. I'm like, did Quentin Tarantino steal your soul? Do we need Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta to come help?
No. Well, no transition here. Dong Dong, our
Yes,
newest
there is.
favorite Olympian. Dong Dong.
Dong dong.
Have you seen this all-time, the GOAT of trampolining? He is the first athlete ever to win 4 medals in trampolining. He won silver.
How many years have we been doing trampolining in the Olympics?
Have you seen this?
No,
This is
I haven't.
outrageous. This should not be an Olympic sport. These guys are launching themselves off these trampolines. He is going viral, and by viral means one of my buddies back home, shout out to Boogie, sent me a picture of it. Then I shared it on social media to promote this podcast. Is Dong Dong your new favorite athlete of all time?
Of course. How can you not be when your name is Dong Dong? Like, do you ever wonder like what your name might mean in another country?
Yes.
Because like Dong Dong, he doesn't realize that he's a double dick. Like he doesn't realize that. You know what I mean? I'm sure someone's told him at the Olympics. But can you imagine if you went somewhere like and they're like, hi, my name is Goz, and everybody just starts dying, and your name means like goat's vagina or something, and you
spit. Spit is what, if you look up Goz on Urban Dictionary, it means spit.
like just
Spit.
normal
You can
spit
say
or like
Goz.
gross, like gross spit or real.
In northern slang, that's Gozed all over the pavement.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's terrible. Where did that come from though?
I don't know. I don't know where any words.
Did somebody make that up because you pissed them off?
Word meaning to vomit
How you
is to
doing?
Goz.
Oh, the officials are here, everybody.
Oh.
All right, everybody, toe the line. Toe the line, everyone.
Yeah.
Toe the line. The officials are in the house. Got a U Albany
Hey.
shirt. He's got to get us home cooking. That's all I got to say right there. Listen, right.
How is our good friend Coach Gattuso?
Coach Gattuso's
doing
great.
well.
I just talked to him the other day. He's doing fantastic. No, he's a little busy. He's getting everything ready.
Interview Sweeney. He's much easier to talk to.
No, he's also scary. He's got hammers. Jim Sweeney's got hammers for hands, man. No, I'm not talking to
There
that
go
guy.
the officials.
And they all go.
We'll give you guys compliments during the broadcast. Your
Right.
favorite broadcaster, right
By
here.
the way, gentlemen, he's the color commentary on the broadcast tonight. So if anybody says anything terrible about you, he's got a white
No,
white
Andrew
Honda-
Santillo is what
white Honda Pilot outside. There you go.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
there you go.
Thank you.
Oh, this is probably the first time he's actually received the information. We don't give it to him. We just,
You said go up there and guess. Who's it look like?
well, gentlemen.
Well, thank you.
Yep.
Yes.
Quentin Cantero will be here tonight. We're,
No,
we're doing interwebs. I'm the team president of this menagerie
Yeah.
now.
Podcast, Goz of
Yeah.
the Media, if you want to listen to Levack and Goz. My
Yeah.
favorite show, personally.
Yeah, because I used to listen to you. All of a sudden you're gone.
Oh.
This is from 2019. 2019.
Like,
Yeah,
listen,
that's right.
you
The
guys,
Empire, yeah.
you guys, we'll tell you whatever you want to hear as long as you know all the calls for the blue jerseys.
That's right.
Blue jerseys. I'm just saying.
Podcast and YouTube, Levack and Goz. Check it out.
There you
had the
go.
bad- you said you had the bad fingers like me? Is that what you said? Oh yeah, those are all
Oh my
messed
God,
up.
these
That's the football
these
fingers. That's
former
right.
players, man. Mine are just mine are for other reasons. The plumbing. There you go.
Enjoy the game, guys.
All
Good
right,
seeing ya.
that man can
Thank you
handle a
for the
pipe.
support.
There's no doubt about that, right there.
Those are nice. Those guys
Yeah.
are fans of Levack and Goz.
Yeah.
That's us.
I didn't know how many of our officials were local guys. That's
I didn't
cool.
know that either.
Yeah, it's very cool.
All right, the number one story I got here on the list, Levack, Simone Biles. This is a little
hold on. I gotta-
Sure.
we gotta-
I see the comments coming in.
Yep.
The roast of Goz. Do you want to do that before we get to Simone Biles here? I see what's happening. The roast of Goz on there.
Philly Wish. It does look like Goz has a satchel full of Bibles. Matt Bopp. Goz is dressed as the night manager of McDonald's. He took the tie out because he knows the boss isn't showing up at 2:30 a.m. and he'll put it back on by 5 a.m. Free Empire tickets if you let the Emperor rub your belly for 15 seconds while making eye contact. I only do that because John Kane's an owner. I'm not going to rub anybody's belly. Come on, I'm not that weird. Now you know I got to chop. All right, it's a little longer. Oh man! All right, we now go on. I'm sorry, Simone Biles.
Simone Biles. Do you even want to talk about Simone Biles? There's so much fun, and this story is like less than fun.
The only thing I'm going to say about this is, I'm a big proponent of mental health. Like the things I've said in my life, the things I've done, the things I've even felt. When somebody is bold enough to tell you, like, hey, my mental health is not okay, and I need to take a step back, and people have the nerve to go, oh, she's weak. She competes with pulled groin, broken bones, everything else, and she's weak. you don't have the commitment to get where she is in life. It sucks that she's not competing because she's amazing. It would have been like, just even her bad performances are still fun to watch. But you can't sit here and judge her mental health. You can't decide. You can be sad that we don't get to see her perform, but I see people like get mad at me because I say that. And I'm just like, be mad at me. You're a moron. You're a moron. You could never do what she does. You don't understand the pressure she's been on her whole life. And if she needs to take time, it sucks. Part of me wants to go, hey, can you do that during the rest of this 4 years? that'd be fine. But you can't be mad that somebody's taking the time to get healthy.
To address the people that are pushing back on you with, and I've seen the same thing, both social media with sports fans in general. I think what's happening now is that there's this change happening in sports where when you and I were sports fans, and we still are, but 15, 20, 30 years ago, if that were to have happened in 1991 or 2001, or even if you go back 10 years ago, there's a player named Royce White who got drafted with the Rockets. And if you remember him, he was the guy who wouldn't get on the plane. Right. Now, the story has been altered according to Royce White's variations of it, that like he was suffering from mental health issues. And he said, that's the reason they weren't helping me out. What's happened is that if this was happening in 1991 or 2001, they would have said she quit. You quit on your team. You're not good enough. You weren't there when it mattered the most. And what happens with sports fans is that we've evaluated athletes, whether it be athletes like Bill Buckner or Scott Norwood or Greg Norman, where the clutch moments were to come up and these players and athletes did not deliver. So that's how we judge them. But what's happening, and maybe the best comparison is like concussions, right?
Yeah.
That concussions, we as sports fans weren't aware of the impact that a physical injury to your head could have on your performance. And it feels like we're in that spot now, still in 2021, where so many sports fans are just uneducated and unaware of what a mental health issue can do for your performance. And that's why so many people are so quick to judge Simone Biles, where there is this change in sports, and especially in sports fans, where some people aren't ready to accept something that they don't understand as an excuse.
Yeah. And I think part of it too, like if I knew her as a person, like personally, I might feel different. I might be like, you know what? She's just had enough and she just doesn't want to do it anymore. It is a cop out. Like, but I don't know her, and I don't know that would be true. So she says it's mental. She obviously has what it takes to compete. You know what I mean? She obviously can go out and whip the hell out of the world anytime she wants. I mean, is she falling off? I don't know. Maybe that's the case too. But I just, again, I don't put myself on such a high platform that I'm willing to judge other people's mental health. I just don't.
No, I think you're right. I think also with the future of Simone Biles, the best athlete I think in recent times we can kind of compare her and her teammates to is Lolo Jones. And you and I have both followed Lolo Jones, both past Olympic career now where she's kind of transitioned into the reality television world, where when Lolo was the talk of the Olympics and her original competition where she gained fame was that she was on the 110 hurdles and she fell on the last hurdle to cost herself a medal. But when she came back for the next Olympics, the media was focused on her and she used to get ripped apart by American media. And when her teammates won the event and we're kind of saying things along the lines of, well, you have to talk about us now. Like, you're not going to talk about the person who finished in fifth. You're going to talk about the people who actually won the race. I wonder if that's the reflection we're going to have on Simone Biles, where unfortunately, Lee, who won the all-around gymnastics competition, I don't know if we're going to remember her as much as we remember Simone Biles and what happened in this.
It's a way bigger story. Jay Larkin, same people criticizing her are the ones that call out of work because they're hungover, or their biggest decision is whether or not to get fries with that. It's fair. It's fair.
Really fair,
so,
yeah.
And those are things I do, and I'm not criticizing her. So there you have that. We're live here at the Albany Empire office. We are also obviously visible for you on Techie's Fire and Water Restoration's Facebook page. My brother had to call Techies. My brother up in Lake George came home during the rainstorm. Said he had an indoor water feature all of a sudden. So our guy Jay gets in the truck, heads out, evaluates the situation for him, helping him work with the insurance company, going to do everything he can to get him back to normal. Boom.
Shout out to Jay, man. Good stuff.
Yeah. So it's that simple. It's that easy. TFirewater.com. Even if you don't think it's going to be an insurance, Paulie Walnuts who walks in.
Paulie Walnuts is a legend, man. Paulie Walnuts. There he is.
He is.
I got to start shooting him out during the broadcast, man. I see you all the time doing your
He wants you to sign his helmet. Yeah,
not me.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
He forced me.
Thank you, Paulie Walnuts.
There you go.
This This is awesome.
Super fan.
I
It's probably
truly
walnuts.
believe I don't deserve to be on this helmet, but
Well, there's no room for either, so don't screw it up. Don't use your weird gimp fingers to sign on. The ball boys are all here, everyone. Why do they come in? Why do they look like rock stars with the sunglasses and
Paulie
the?
Walnuts.
I'm already signed.
I know.
I'm right
I
there.
just want to show the camera.
Oh,
I snuck it right on the GOZ. Thank you, Paulie. You're a legend.
There you
man.
go.
Appreciate
You're a
it.
legend in your own mind, Paul. You're a legend in your own mind. Yeah, did you really? You're gonna need another helmet.
Good seeing you, man.
Add some shoulder pads in there or something. All right. Yeah, big game tonight.
Yeah.
Because as Coach Mouse put it, you win tonight, you've beaten every team in the league. This is the only team that's beaten the Empire. Only one is the Jacksonville Sharks. They're here. I see them wandering the building.
Are they?
Yeah, did you see they walked by a couple of times. I don't know where the heck they thought they were going.
What was the name of the team in the movie?
Miami Sharks.
Thank you.
Any given Sunday.
Look at that. There goes trivia guy. Prepare for this week's trivia. Well done.
When you're at Doghouse on Tuesday with Goz,
yeah.
just know you're going to be asked the name of the team in any given Sunday.
By the way, I won't be at my trivia. I'm usually at a Thursday. Shout out to Cross Street Pub because I'm on a bachelor party this weekend, Levack. So it kind of throws a wrench.
You were at bachelor parties.
Yeah, it throws a
Even
wrench
when we
in the
did the
world.
radio show, you were at you had a bachelor party like once a week.
I wish.
I don't think you have that. I don't even like. You obviously don't have that many friends.
No, I do. Unless they think somebody needs to be the one to drink all the beer and cause a scene or whatever. I'm on a par 3 9-hole golf tournament on Thursday.
Do you even play golf?
I haven't played golf on an actual course in 7 years. 3.5 years. The last time I actually swung a golf club for real. What do you think my performance is going to be on an all par 3? Longest hole is 150 yards. What do you think the performance is going to be out of me? Will I make it through all 9 holes?
Shit-faced drunk by the 4th hole.
I'm rooting this. We have such a good pace going here with Levack and Goz. I don't know what our next show is going to be. And you got the playoffs. You're the president now, so you're kind of busy. So you have a built-in excuse.
We have a game today. We have a game today. I'm still sitting here doing this nonsense. Yeah, because you're going out of town. So when are you back?
I am back on Sunday.
Sunday?
What is that? The 8th?
So my daughter's birthday is the 9th. If she decides she wants to hang out with me, we can't do it that day. But if she does, maybe we'll do it that day.
You're not doing it on your daughter's birthday. I will stop.
You don't understand yet because your baby's always around. Rex is always around. There's a reasonable chance my daughter tells me that what she wants for the birthday is for me not to be around her. Dad, I want to go out with my friends. Leave me alone. It's a very reasonable chance that happens. Even the cool dads like me get that.
Maybe we'll do
the
that.
First daughter, please. By the way, the first daughter.
Maybe Sunday night I'll just come to your house and do audio exclusive for a Sunday nighter.
I'm fine with that.
Tech East will be happy or Godzilla Media will be happy.
Yeah, I don't work directly with Tech East anymore, so I don't really care.
You work with Godzilla Media? The president.
I don't get paid.
I mean, that's in the mail. That's coming. I thought I paid you last week.
You've never paid me. That's why I didn't share my Gatorade.
I did pay everybody else this week.
What?
Yeah, sorry about that.
How much money do I have coming after what have I done? 5 shows?
I can't. Again, Levack, it's a business. I can't express those things here in a public forum. If you want to learn more though about Godzilla Media, GOZ at GodzillaMedia.com. If you want to launch a podcast with Goz, you can do it there. If you want to do a podcast with me and replace Goz, you can do it at Levack at Albany Empire, NAL.com. So we got Quinn and Cantera and we got the Hooters, wonderful women joining us. Why couldn't Quinn and Cantera hop on this podcast? What were they so busy doing?
Probably getting here. I don't know.
Quinn was probably doing pot.
John Kane,
you want to grab the mic? Absolutely.
We talk about this. This is, I love that you come by, John, because one of the things I get a lot is I wish the team had local owners. So you don't exist. You're a figment of our imagination.
Well, I've been here, let's see, 62 years.
Right.
I watched this building go up.
And now we're tearing it down.
This is my city.
Yeah.
Grew up on Park Avenue.
Well, and the beauty,
nice Park Avenue.
No, it's just an avenue with Park right next to it.
I lived on Park Avenue. I wonder if it's the same
really?
one. I lived Park Avenue in Schenectady for a little bit. Yeah,
Park Avenue in Albany.
Okay,
yeah. Really?
Right by the mansion.
So, but the thing is, like, you went from front row, biggest supporter of the team, to you found out it was coming back, and you got in here. And now, having you and Mike Corda, the 2 local guys, having, Ron and Nate, the guys down from Florida, working together to make this thing win. It's a beauty.
Well, it fit right into my plan. Was I couldn't get any bigger of a fan, I don't think. I think these guys in the ticket office.
Yeah, maybe Walnuts.
No. Paulie Walnuts is now officially the biggest super fan.
I'm just saying, as much as you love the team, I didn't see you dressing like you wanted to get on the field. Like
you didn't see me after the game.
Since we have part of the ownership here, we have the president with color commentary. One play, we just push him over the boards and see if anybody notices the difference. Now he's got a helmet.
This is the game to do it, right?
Yeah.
Getting ready for the playoffs.
Just push him out over the boards to see if he gets hit. Just see what happens.
Oh, he's gonna get hit.
But will it be our guys or their guys?
But no, it was I mean, I brought hundreds of people to the games throughout these guys know it, and the ticket officer like, your name is everywhere in the sales rooms. Like they have every credit card I've ever owned, pretty much.
What room is that?
And, yeah, they're pretty much in there.
Yeah, over here? All right. So over next to the office next to the one I said? Okay. All right.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know what?
I told you, I rubbed the belly. I got lucky. Look, I'm already lucky. I rubbed the belly, and now I know where his credit cards are. All right.
It seemed only natural to do it, and it's exciting, and we haven't missed a game, and I don't know how long we went all the road games.
Well, the Jersey game, we had more Empire fans than Jersey fans when we played in Jersey because you guys in your wagon train you brought down. The cane train.
Yeah, the cane train made a lot of trips in 19 too. We went to every away game except one. So
Jeez.
yeah.
Yeah, I did the home games. You were more dedicated than me, and I was getting a paycheck.
Yeah.
Now I don't have a choice. Now I have to go to all of them.
Washington, Atlantic City.
Yeah, but if someone tells me you were already going to Atlantic City, there just happened to be a game that weekend.
I got hooked up pretty good Atlantic City. I spent so much money at that Tropicana that we get free rooms for life.
Did I see you? Did I see you walking with our guy from Crisp Cannoli?
Crisp Cannoli's in the house.
Yeah, I got to make sure I get over there because
it's great.
I'm gonna start rubbing that. Is that why the belly's like you get the good food?
The belly?
But
well,
No, I'm saying why it's like it's not mine's a Jello belly. Yours is like a rock.
Mine's pretty rock hard, but Jason is my cousin, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. He learned to cook. You learned to bank. Is that how it all worked out?
Yeah, he definitely learned to cook, and So he runs his place in East Greenbush is awesome. His desserts, his food. Players are there every day. If we go any day of the week to Crisp Cannoli for lunch, you will see an Empire player. I love it. I want to do this real quick too. A shout out. He's having a car show tomorrow. Oh, is he? At his location on Springhurst Drive in East Greenbush. There's going to be Empire players and dancers throughout the day. See, I think that's brilliant because you see these car shows all the time, and they have beautiful women that take pictures next to the cars. Yeah, it's kind of a throwback, like a way to really celebrate the cars. So to have the Empresses who are beautiful and talented is perfect. Perfect. Right. Oh yeah, and some of our players are also beautiful and talented, but I just don't. I don't want to be sexist. They get to eat too. That's a big deal. So I'll be there. Well, I don't know what the address is. I think so. I know it's right off of Columbia Turnpike, but it's the address of Crisp Cannoli is like 1 Springhurst Drive. Where are you doing in the wings there, buddy? Come on out. Yes, there he is. 1 Springhurst Drive. It closes at 6 p.m. today. You can go get some snacks and then hit the block party. It's a perfect plan. That's right. we have the Crisp Cannoli section here at the arena now. Oh, that's right. Big 124. Yep. It'll be absolutely packed. Love this game. And Jason always keeps our players hopping. If it's sugared up. There you go. Right. And, who needs performance enhancement when you get a nice buttercream frosting on something? You're ready to go, right? It's all good. Yeah, that's it. It's the swimmer's build over here. Well, all right. Well, I'll let you guys go. All right, John, man. It's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Right. Again, we don't have local ownership. That guy does it. Figment of your imagination. He's a real person. Yeah, see that? Right? That's a real guy. Why am I holding the mic like that? I don't know. You're waving it around. All right. We didn't even turn that on. You just talked. Andrew doesn't want to use mics during the game. All right, it makes more sense now. All right, time for. I got to go to work. I think we actually have to end. You have to go to work. I got to go to work for the broadcast. The ball boys are staring at me like they want me to tell them to do something. Yes, I don't know what the hell to tell them to do. This is over. Thank you for watching on YouTube and our Facebook page, facebook.com. I'm sorry, ball men. Ball men. Excuse me. Sorry. 2021 now. 2021. 2021.
So make sure you get here. Still tickets available. August 7th playoff. The tickets are out there. The 14th championship is going to be here because I predict that we win on the 7th, and we just keep it rolling. We just keep on rolling. All these great fans you see walking in here now to make sure their tickets are set up. Get your tickets now. Ticketmaster. Call the office. Get in here. Don't miss out. Albany Empire NAL.com and Godzilla Media. So I'm not going to see you for a little bit because you're pretending to have friends again.
Follow us on social media.
You going on like a Bible retreat? Is that what you're doing?
I'll see you at some point.
Have you guys considered letting Jehovah into your life?
How do you turn this broadcast off?
Is Jesus Christ your Lord and Savior? Do you like the Baltimore Orioles? Tom Brady's my Lord and Savior because now he's in Tampa. That's what. Should I go now?
I'll let them promote if they have money, by the way.
Oh, man. All
That's
right.
the end.
Curveball Sliders agent is going to get a hold of me. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye. Make sure you come.